Let's do it on this computer. Okay, I'm going to share the screen again. Going back to the handout. Here. So the way I structured this class, I devote one lecture, which is going to start on Friday, by the way, to one of these 6 items here, listed here. So Friday, we're going to cover front thigh quadriceps, which is the agonist, and back thigh hamstrings, or vice versa, depending on the activity. Agonist means the prime mover. So if you're doing a hamstring curl, that in that exercise, the agonist will be hamstrings and antagonist will be the quadriceps. So vice versa, they're opposing muscle groups. So they're the lower body muscles or body parts, and that's going to be covered on Friday. If you look at the schedule, that's how I structured this, okay? And I'm going to also cover, because shin and calf is part of the lower body, these 2 on Friday as well as these. Of course, these are lower body, front of the hip flexors. Maybe you've heard before, you know, people pulling their hip flexor muscles and they're so tight. And the opposing muscle group of the hip flexors would be your glutes or hip extensors. And then the chest, pectoralis major in the front. And the opposing muscle group of the chest would be your upper back region. Altogether, that includes rhomboids and middle trapezius. And then again, upper body shoulder, which is your deltoid. When we are on to that topic, I'm going to cover all the exercises and the relevant muscle groups on that day. But today I'm just reviewing it as a summary. And shoulder, the deltoid muscle groups, and the opposing muscle group for the shoulder would be your latissimus dorsi, which is your swimmer muscle, the back. It's a huge muscle group. One does the pushing, one does the pulling, okay? And the typical one that we already know, the front of the arm, biceps, upper arm, and the back of the upper arm, triceps. Those are the main muscle groups that I'm going to cover in this class, and I'll teach you how to work those muscle groups with what exercises, and also, of course, the core. That's going to be covered in a separate day. Any questions, guys? Okay, I'll show you this one too. Tell me if you see this one, muscles and exercises. Are you following? Are you still seeing it? Okay. So this is the handout or chart that I created for you. Front of the thigh, quadriceps. These are your choices that you can pick and choose to create your workout. Okay. Knee extension. These are the exercises. Hip flexion. Those are the 2 muscle actions that happen with quadriceps contracting. And the back of the thigh, the opposing, knee flexion and hip extension. We'll cover all of it on the specific day. But this is the chart that I talked about, and the core is a whole different story, and we're going to cover that on a separate day. But if you pay attention to the first row here, I would like you to understand what they mean. Unilateral means, does anyone know? Does anyone want to say anything? Yes. Uni means single. Bi means double. Okay. So unilateral means you're working only one side at a time. When you do your bicep curls, instead of doing it 2 or bilaterally, lateral means side. Okay. I'm just doing one side. And there is also another terminology called contralateral. In that case, I'm going to step back a little bit so you can see me. In that case, you're going to move the left arm with the right leg. Okay, contralateral. That's a great way of working the nervous system. When you do, for example, single leg squats, you can reach the opposing or contralateral side up and down to work the nervous system. So we're going to learn how to do the same exercise unilaterally. In the bicep curl example, it's obvious. You either do one side or both sides, or if you look at the third term, alternating right and left. That's another way of working your nervous system and increasing coordination, okay? And explosive is the version of the same exercise and in which you become airborne, okay? When you look at a push-up, you just push yourself off the ground and then land on the floor. When you look at a squat, you just do a squat jump and land back on the floor. So those are the types that I'm going to show you for each and every single exercise, so you can be creative depending on your goal, because if you add the explosive moves to your workout, you're going to improve your cardiorespiratory fitness and burn more calories. And that kind of exercise is called HIIT, high intensity interval training, or in other words, CrossFit. CrossFit is a typical, they branded it, but it's mainly picking and choosing these exercises and putting them into a workout where you do, you know, not airborne, regular stationary exercises, and then followed by explosive exercise where you work your cardiorespiratory fitness as well and burn a lot of calories. That's why people lose a lot of weight with the CrossFit program. Any questions? Does it all make sense? Do you feel more confident understanding how you program and put together exercises into a workout? No? Okay.
Excuse me. This is Mason. I just want to ask about we have Wednesday's pre-test.
Today?
Yeah, and the pre-test, actually only the scores, that means 1 minute for different kind of exercise, or we still need to record, we still need to write down how we do it. Isn't
I'll
this?
show you. We'll do it all together, Mention.
Okay. I'm a little worried about, we could not describe.